For more than 4 centuries, there has been a figure inside the Vatican whose power is rarely spoken of publicly, a man known not by his given name, but by a title whispered inside political rooms, academic halls, royal courts, and intelligence circles: the Black Pope. The name does not come from race or clothing. It comes from influence, from authority, from a shadow leadership that works parallel to the visible papacy. While the world sees the Pope in white, another man in black quietly commands one of the most formidable global organizations ever created, the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit Order. The Jesuits were founded in 1540 during a time of religious chaos. Their founder, Ignatius of Loyola, built the order like a spiritual military, disciplined, educated, psychologically strong, obedient, and strategic. Their mission: defend the Church, expand influence, and shape minds. Over centuries, they became professors, diplomats, scientists, theologians, explorers, royal advisors, political consultants, and in many cases, intelligence gatherers. From the beginning, the superior general, the man at the top, held unmatched authority. Every Jesuit answered to him with near absolute obedience. And because Jesuits served as confessors to kings, educators of future popes, and missionaries embedded in foreign empires, the superior general possessed information, leverage, and reach no other religious leader could match. Inside the Vatican, some quietly admitted that many popes relied on Jesuit expertise more than they relied on their own counsels. Others feared the order entirely. In 1773, Pope Clement XIV dissolved the Jesuits after immense pressure from European monarchs who feared Jesuit intelligence networks. 3 years later, Clement died suddenly under circumstances still debated today. Whether rumor or warning, his death cemented the legend: the Jesuits were not an enemy to make lightly. For centuries, Jesuit formation involved a level of mental and spiritual training unmatched by any religious group. It took 12 to 15 years to fully form a Jesuit. Their fourth vow, obedience to the Pope, was often interpreted differently behind closed doors. Former members described a culture of absolute internal unity, strategic thinking, and unbreakable discipline. The order operated like a global nervous system, collecting information, reading cultures, advising rulers, and influencing policy long before words like geopolitics existed. Within the Vatican, the interior governance of the order, the inner curia, held records, reports, and correspondence that tracked global movements. Jesuits in distant nations sent detailed accounts of political changes, economic instability, wars, scientific discoveries, missionary opportunities, and emerging ideological threats. Even in the 1600s, the Jesuits effectively operated the world's first multinational information network. When totalitarian regimes rose in Europe during the 20th century, they saw the Jesuits as a threat. Hitler openly condemned their intellectual discipline. Stalin persecuted them as agents of Western influence. Both regimes attempted to suppress the order, fearing their ability to organize resistance or sway public thought. Yet the Jesuits continued to operate through diplomatic channels, secret meetings, and underground missions. The superior general during that era held rare influence, navigating church politics and global conflict simultaneously. In later years, financial investigations revealed that Jesuit-run institutions were connected to multinational corporations and political movements, especially in South America. While the Vatican denied direct control, these discoveries showed how interconnected the order had become with global systems. Their reach extended into education, science, humanitarian programs, media, and political thought. Inside the order itself, ideological battles erupted between traditionalists and progressive reformers. Some advocated for activism, liberation theology, and political involvement, while others sought strict adherence to classical doctrine. Tensions became so intense that the Pope had to intervene personally, something nearly unheard of. Again, this revealed the magnitude of the Jesuit general's influence. Today, the Black Pope still leads one of the world's most powerful religious networks, over 15,000 Jesuits, hundreds of universities, thousands of schools, research institutions, political advisors, and missions across every continent. While the modern superior general does not wield political power like his predecessors, he oversees a system with enormous educational and cultural influence. Many of the order's historical archives remain sealed, some for a century or more. Historians believe these locked vaults contain sensitive records, diplomatic negotiations, intelligence operations, suppressed theological debates, political interventions, and reports that shaped world events. The secrecy has fueled speculation, but the truth is simpler and more profound. The Jesuits shaped history from behind the curtain, sometimes as protectors, sometimes as strategists, sometimes as controversial actors in a changing world. The superior general stood at the center of that influence, guiding an order that was both admired and feared. His power was never meant to be theatrical. It was meant to be silent, intellectual, strategic, hidden in plain sight. The Black Pope remains one of the most mysterious leadership positions on earth, a title that carries centuries of influence, controversy, and unparalleled global reach.